Good evening, everyone. This is Shiva from Soundbox Irrigation Design Services. So today we are going to discuss about master valve and what are the different types of master valves we have been using and why they are important and where to install. So these are the things we need to discuss today. So hope you will uh, understand this topic, and if you have any doubts, please don't hesitate to ask me. So it is a master valve is an automatic valve. It is similar to the uh, zone valve, which uh, installed before the every zones, because actually this is uh, it allows the every other zones to operate, because whenever the other zones switch on, it also gets on by the controller. So the master valve is wired to a special master valve circuit on the irrigation controller. So it is installed at the point where the irrigation system connects to the water supply. So this is the backup. We can sometimes we call this as a backup valve. So if we have any damage occur in this valve, then we can easily sort of the master valve in the basement or any other instead of going to searching the damaged area. So eventually it will reduce the loss of water. So how a master valve works? Zone valves are the individual valves, which we know the zone valves are the individual valves that operate a group of sprinklers or drip emitters. So we just placing the valves for the certain areas. A typical irrigation system has several zone valves. Typically, one zone valve is turned on at a time and controls irrigation in a specific area. As I said earlier, it controls the irrigation in a specific area of the earth. Whenever one of the irrigation zone valves is told to open by the controller also signals the master valve to open. So, which means that the master valve is a little like a backup valve. So, whenever the zone valve is told to open, the controller valve is the master valve is also told to open. So, it always open when the irrigation is operating at the specific area or specific time. So the purpose of the master valve is to shut off the water to the irrigation when none of the zone was out. Okay, fine. So when the irrigation system is supposed to shut off, so automatically it will send the signal to the master valve to shut off their function as well. So if a zone valve develops a leak or it doesn't close, the master valve will act as a backup to shut off the water. So we know that. So for example, there might be any wiring issues, there might be any uh, mechanical issues within the walls. So it may cause the particular walls to not close. So in that particular conditions, this master valve get benefited, so that it will automatically shut off the master valve. So eventually it will reduce the wastage of water. It's not that water will still be on as long as any other zone walls are on. When all the zone walls are finished, the master valve will shut off the main water supply to the entire irrigation system. So fine, okay. So I would personally suggest you to use master valve along with the flow sensor. For example, so if we develop any leakage in the uh, any heads or any pipe has broken, so eventually we will get the uh, more flow rate. So we can understand that, okay, fine, that might be some leak has occurred in a particular area. So we need to switch off the master valve to avoid the wastage of water. So this is the major uh, benefits of the usage of master valve along with the flow sensor. So I personally suggest to go with flow sensor along with the master valve. So if the mainline pipe breaks, the water will be turned off at the end of the irrigation cycle, and this may minimize the water loss and damage. So this is also one of the important factors when we are installing the master valve. So next thing is, many professionals like to use brass valves for master valves due to higher pressure rating. So I would personally suggest we don't need to go with brass valves. For example, if you are going the for the higher pressure rating, so you can obviously go with brass valve, because which has the capability of bearing a lot of pressure, but should be at least note that the pressure rating of the valve should be at least double the expected water pressure in the irrigation. For example, if the static pressure at the inlet at the point of connection is 65 psi, then obviously the uh, it should be the pressure rating of the valve should be up to 130 psi. For here I give the example for 75 psi. So this is the how we need to use the uh, different types of valves. So we can go with brass valves or plastic valves. If the plastic valve has the uh, higher pressure rating than the required, then the requirement, obviously we can go with the plastic valves. Where to install master valve? It can be before or after the backflow preventer or the pressure regulator. So a few water districts do not allow any valves to be installed before the backflow preventer. In most cases, putting it after the pressure regulator allows the use of less expensive one with a lower pressure rating. For example, if we are using the pressure regulator after the pressure before the uh, uh, mustard valve, so obviously it will trap the lot of impurity. So obviously it will not uh, put up the lot of pressure in the mustard. Also, we can go with the smaller pressure rating valves. So hope you have understood. And it also has some disadvantages, like such as, for example, if we don't use along with the flow sensor, so generally irrigation occurs in the midnight. Okay, so if the leak occurs in the particular area, so we will not be able to notice the leak if we are using this without the flow sensor, because we are not able to understand the leak because it operates at night. For example, if it is operates in the morning daytime, so obviously we can see with our naked eye, but in the night time we do sleep usually, so we may not be able to know the uh, leak if we are using only the master valve without the flow sensor. For example, if we use flow along with the flow sensor, obviously our flow sensor will record the data and we can notice that, so okay, some leak has occurred in the particular area. So hope you have understand this topic. If you have any, please don't hesitate to ask me. So thank you, bye bye. We will meet again in the new session.